If you can multiply whole numbers, you can multiply decimals. The only catch is knowing where to put the decimal in the product, or the answer. And this is a little bit different than adding or subtracting. When multiplying decimals, you're going to count the place values to the decimal point rather than keeping a line of decimal points. And here's what I mean. You're going to start by writing the numbers vertically, just as if there were no decimals at all, so you don't line anything up in this case. Then you're going to multiply, just as you would with whole numbers. Now you're going to count the total number of digits behind the decimal in the factors, and then place the decimal in the product with the same number of digits behind it. So if that sounds complicated, let me show you a couple examples. So the first example is 0.5 times 0.7. Now these are only one digit, so I probably don't actually need to write the numbers vertically, but I'm going to anyway for the purposes of example. Okay, so we have 0.5 times 0.7, and we don't have to worry about lining anything up, but these are just one digit anyway. Okay, so I know 5 times 7 is 35. Right now I'm going to count the number of digits behind the decimal points in the factors. Okay, so in 0.5 there's one digit behind the decimal point, and in 0.7 there's one digit behind the decimal point, so that's two digits behind the decimal point. So I'm going to go and put two digits behind the decimal point here, 1, 2. So here's another example. We have 14 and 81 hundredths times 3 and 2 tenths. So I'm going to start by writing the numbers vertically. And again, I'm not going to worry about lining things up. Okay, and now I'm going to multiply just like I would with whole numbers. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 8 is 16, carry the 1, 2 times 4 is 8, and 1 is 9, 2 times 1 is 2, and then 3 times 1 is 3, and I've got the placeholder here because we're in the tenths place now, or tens place, and 3 times 8 is 24, carry the 2, 3 times 4 is 12, and 2 is 14, 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 is 4, and then we add, so 2, 9, 13, 7, and 4. Now we need to put in the decimal. So we're going to count in the factors. We have 1, 2, 3 numbers behind the decimal. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and here's where the decimal goes right here. So the last thing we need to talk about is multiplying by 10. So since our number system is a decimal system based on the number 10, to multiply any number by 10, you just move the decimal one place to the right. And if it was by 100, you'd move it 2 places, or 1,000, 3 places, and so on. So you look at the number of zeros. If we're multiplying by 100, there are 2 zeros, so we're going to move the decimal 2 places. Alright, so 3.2 times 100, we've got 3.2, and we're going to move the decimal 2 places. 1, 2, let's put a 0 in here to hold the place. The answer would be 320.